and welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about do's and don'ts in communicating with clients through the messages. I've been doing it for a big while now, so I prepared for you nice tips and templates for you to use. This is MaryAnnViolin channel and let's begin. So why does the first message matter? Simply because it's an introduction to your workshop with a potential client. This can easily become your gig source for many years or can just simply stay a small communication in WhatsApp without any further gigs. This is why it's very important to set the tone for your collaboration and show that you're professional, confident, and easy to work with. Proper communication can also help you filter serious clients from just casual inquiries that usually end up with low budgets and lots of drama. So how do you start and how do you play it safe and useful? Most of the times the first message of the client looks the same simply because they will ask you about your availability for a specific date and the price for your performance. Sometimes they don't know that the price can depend on amount of hours, sets and their duration, and sometimes even the location. This is where you should respectfully ask for more details to calculate the price properly. You can also just send them your structured playlist, but to be honest, it's better if you can have proper conversation through messages first. In this case, you will have more control over the situation, and this is why first ask about the date, time, and location. And here are some templates for you to use. Hey, thank you for reaching out. I'd like to hear more about your event. Could you please send the date, time, and location? I'll be happy to send over the options and rate once I know the detail. Or second option, thank you for your message. To give you the best offer, I just need a bit more info. What type of the event is it? How long you'd like me to perform? And the location. Looking forward to your reply. Next step is to ask about the timing. Keep your messages short, but structured and informative at the same time. I'll give you a couple options. Let's say the client answered you something and you say, that sounds great. Just to plan everything properly, could you please confirm the event timings and how many sets you would like me to play along with their duration? Or second option, thank you for the info. Could you also let me know what time does the event start and end and how many sets you're thinking of, plus how long each should be? Or option 3, perfect, thanks. One quick thing, how many sets do you need and what are the start and timings of the event? Once you have these details, you can proceed to sharing your rates. Be polite and confident, but at the same time, stand your ground and do not undersell yourself. End your message with a follow-up question or a clear next step, like asking about the music style or type of the event. Option 1, based on the duration that you requested, my rate is la 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 for up to 60 minutes of performance. I can also adjust the offer if the setup or requirements are different. Could you please let me know the type of the event and what music style you're looking for? That way I can suggest the best setlist options. Or option 2, my fee for standard 1-hour performance is la la la. And I offer other packages depending on how many sets you need. To finalize everything, could you please let me know more about the event type and the mood you'd like the music to create? Option 3, my package starts at la 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 for a 60-minute set and goes up depending on the duration and setup. I'll be happy to send a full price list if needed. May I know if this is a formal event or a wedding or more of a lounge or party vibe? And do you have any music preferences? After you send your message, you should patiently wait for a response. And they either say yes or no and try to negotiate or simply ignore you. If they say yes, discuss the payment details and ask for a prepayment to secure the date. So if they agreed with the price, here's what you can say. Perfect, thanks for confirming. To secure the date, I require a 50% prepayment. The remaining balance can be settled closer to the event. I'll send over the booking form and payment details shortly. Is that okay with you? After that, you wait. If they didn't agree or try to negotiate, here everything depends on you. You can either stand your ground or offer them other options like shorter sets and durations, or you can simply recommend your other fellow musician. So here are the options. First, I totally understand the need to stay within the budget. I just want to be transparent that the rate I offered is already my minimum for this type of performance. I always aim to provide high quality and professionalism, and I do not go below this rate. If things change on your end, feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to work together in future. And second, second option. I understand and I always try to offer flexible solution. If you'd like, I can suggest a shorter performance format, for example, a 30-minute set at a lower rate. Alternatively, if the budget is fixed, I'd be happy to recommend a fellow musician who I trust and who may be a better fit in this situation. Would either of these options work for you? Now, if they didn't agree on the prepayment, it is your choice to insist or no, but remember that without the prepayment, the client can always change his mind and you can simply lose the date or other declined opportunities in case something goes wrong. This is why I strongly recommend working with a prepayment only. Now you have two options, being flexible or not flexible. First option, I totally understand your concern, but to keep things fair and organized on my end, I only confirm bookings with the 50% payment. That's how I reserve the date and prepare everything in advance. If you ever feel comfortable with this in future, I'd be happy to work together. Second option, a more flexible option. I get it, some clients prefer not to pay upfront. While I usually confirm the event only with a 50% prepayment, I could offer a smaller deposit. For example, you choose 20% or 30% just to hold the date, and the rest can be settled on the day. Would that work better for you? And after that, you will come to the final options of agreement or disagreement. In any case, you should stay polite and professional. So if they agree with the payment, here's what you can say. Great, thank you. I'll send over the booking form and payment details shortly. Once the prepayment is received, your date will be officially locked in. Looking forward to it. And second option, if they say no to the payment. I totally understand and I appreciate your honesty. Unfortunately, I'm only able to confirm bookings with the prepayment in place. It is an essential part of how I manage the booking and my schedule. If anything changes, feel free to reach out anytime. I'd still love to work together in future. After all these negotiations, if they're successful, you can continue with final touches like a dress code, for example. Meanwhile, I want to talk about the things you would like to avoid. First of all, you should not sound desperate. You should not beg for work. You should not lower your price drastically. If they ignore you, do not write tons of messages to them. You should just simply stay silent and wait. Next important thing is about huge paragraphs. Some musicians, they still keep sending these long messages that, trust me, no one will ever read. Even if they will stop somewhere in the middle and just close the phone, and that's it. So if you have lots of details or if you require some specific terms, all of these should be mentioned in the offer or in a contract, like a PDF file, not a simple WhatsApp message. And for a good presentation and maybe specific terms, you can always send them your CV or media kit or tech writer with a specific terms separately. In case if your discussions are long and there are lots of details, you just simply separate them into smaller details and send them to the client separately during the conversation. Because if you have long conversation, you also have lots of space to feed these details to them slowly, one by one, but not all in one. You'll just scare them off. You can only make it all at once if the client specifically asks you for that. For example, there could be situations where the client is very busy and they do not want to spend time on the conversation. This happens rarely, but still happens, and it's good to be ready for these situations. So in case it happens, yes, you should have prepared files, media kits, CVs, and also your specific terms like the prepayment, or maybe you want the client to provide you with something. Then just simply have everything all in one and send it to them. But in all the other cases, when you have a simple, normal communication, don't do that. Play it smart. Next mistake is when we are being too casual or too cold. The client is not your friend. As well, they're not your enemy. It's just a random person who wants to hire you. A stranger from the street. So again, keep it professional. Don't tell them your life stories or what you ate for breakfast. Don't fight with them. Don't swear. Don't ignore them. If you missed a message, then apologize and politely continue the conversation. If, for example, they're calling you on your phone and you're not able to pick up the phone, or you simply don't want to, then politely send them a message asking to continue the conversation in WhatsApp simply because you're on duty now. Think of nice and polite words. You need work, they need musicians. So invest invest on your relationship, and work on your business language. And last but not least, do not underestimate the power of follow-up question. If you have a chance and if it's reasonable, ask a question in the end of every message. This way you will keep the conversation going and most probably you will avoid waiting for the client's reply in the dark. It works the same way as in real life. If you talk to someone, you share information and show interest to each other. But if you don't, communication simply stops. And this is why it's totally same when it's coming to music conversations and negotiation. So again, play it smart. And that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit like and follow. Comment if you have any other questions or tell us your funny and weird stories with your client. And feel free to ask advices if you need them. I'm here to help. This is MaryAnnViolin channel, and always remember, be art, be you. Bye!